Right. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Juan
What's
here,
up, ping pong?
and what ping pong? All right,
I
and the
started to call
boss
people
man.
ping pong nowadays. That's why I keep
Huh?
doing what's up, ping pong. You know, my
What's that?
mom, my wife, everybody, I'm calling them ping pong.
Why is that ping pong of all things?
Because I don't know, it just sounds random and sounds lame.
Ping pong. All right. On the other line, we have Mr. Fias, who has
What's up,
recently,
everyone?
bought a new mic, as you can hear.
Yeah,
All right. So,
bitch.
uh, so you wanna share a little bit on how you got your mic, because I think it sounds a lot better.
Yeah,
So
because the previous recording that we did, I was actually using my Razer gaming headphones, and like after listening to it, it sounded like I was on a Skype call with one. So I was like, I mean, as us as podcasting people and YouTubers, social media and all, we always want to upgrade ourselves as
yep.
time goes by. So I was talking to a friend who does Twitch streaming. Shit, I want to shout out his channel, but I can't remember his channel
Yes.
name. So another day. Sorry, my
It's
friend.
okay.
Anyways, he was the one that was telling me about this mic called Samsung Go mic. Basically, it's a condenser mic that runs with a USB cable, and it comes with a clip so that you can clip on your laptop or anything. It's really good for podcasting if you want to do podcasting. And also, if you can get the USB C type cable to the micro B USB cable, then you can plug it into like your Android phone, or I don't know. Is iPhone using C type now as well?
Man, I have not used an iPhone for a long time, so I know the
Shit.
iPad
Anyway,
uses.
oops.
I know the iPad uses Type C, but for phones, I don't know, man. I think it's still using Thunderbolt. I think.
Maybe, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can always like plug it to your phone using that special cable, the one I was saying, the C type to micro B, and you can actually do like on location recording if you're like if you want to do like travel vlogging and whatnot. I mean, it's a really good investment. I only paid for like what 60 Singapore dollars or so for it. So
Yes. Considering with what is out there, $60 is definitely a
yeah,
steal. Yeah, it
and
could
it's
cost a
really
lot
cute.
more.
It's just like
Mm.
your palm size condenser mic, and it
Y-
works like
Yeah,
a proper.
I saw the picture you posted. That one definitely can easily bring around, and plus it's not that heavy, right? It's like so
Yeah, it's not
small.
a heavy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I mean, for us, we know that in Singapore that there's things like GameStar,
mm.
SGCC and all. So it'll be good lah,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
shoot some videos with this mic and all. So I mean,
mm.
more options, I guess.
Yeah. So anybody is looking into buying a microphone, if you want
Yep.
to do a podcast or anything, definitely check out the recommendation by Fias. And I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
the Samsung Go mic and I think they have another one. It's called the Samsung Go mic mobile. I don't know.
okay.
It's that one is another version, but if you want to get this one is good. So I highly recommend it.
All right. Now moving on to the main content.
Yep.
So we've been going through some lists that we have noted out. And the first thing we are going to talk about is the TV series on Netflix, which is called Kingdom.
Yes.
All right. So, Kingdom, to summarize, okay, most likely we are going to have a full on spoiler. Right? I mean, Kingdom has been
Yeah,
out
I
for
mean
so
it's
long.
been out since January, so I mean
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
totally fine to get into it.
Yeah, so the main summary, Kingdom is a horror zombie genre kind of a TV series, which feudal Korea, would that be correct to say?
I
Like,
Yeah.
ancient
And
times. So
medieval Korea also can be, yeah.
yeah, so I think I have yet to see a zombie uh oriented kind of a TV show in that timeline or time era, especially
Mhm.
in Korea. Have you come across anything like that before Kingdom?
No, actually, this is the first time I actually came across something like that. Usually,
Mm.
zombie flicks is always set in modern time
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or post-apocalyptic. That's the generic timeline that they always
Yeah.
set it on. But
Mm.
medieval, like olden days, I don't think so. And olden days Korea dynasty time, wow, that's like never ever happened.
Yeah.
I guess
And
that is one of their selling point. You know what I mean?
yep, for sure, man. I gotta agree with you. But the people who did Train to Busan is the same creative team who did the Kingdom series. So, I mean, what do you think about Train to Busan? Did you enjoy the
Oh, I
movie?
loved it. And
Yeah.
I really really enjoyed it.
Mm,
It was it really keeps you on the edge. Like
mm,
and it doesn't bore you with um, boring moments. Everything is it's always a build up to something big. And
yeah.
one of the Korean actors in Train to Busan is actually one of my favorite Korean actor. That big guy. His name is Ma Dong
Oh,
Seok.
the guy who decided to like put like some makeshift gloves and start punching the zombies like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That
this
guy.
that scene I love that scene. It was like, come and get some, man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
he's a really good actor. I mean, he has done a lot of amazing movies. Even my dad is actually a very big fan of him. He
Hmm.
has so many movies about the Unstoppable. There's one about the arm wrestling one. There's
He
one
seems
about
yeah.
Seven Gods and all. And
He
the
seems to
recent
be
one,
a very
what?
like rugged kind of guy, right?
Yeah,
He's
he is. And the recent
mm.
one that I watched, that actually came out the same weekend as John Wick in Singapore. It's called the gangster, the cop, and the devil.
Oh, okay, interesting. Haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
So if anyone that wants to that haven't watched it, I also highly recommend that movie.
Hmm. All right. I mean, for Kingdom itself, the series, like I very much enjoyed the entire season. I mean, the episodes was like 5 episodes, so it's quite easy digestible within one binge.
Yep.
But per episode is about was it like 45 minutes or something like that, right? It was quite
It was
long.
about 45 to 50 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the feeling of like if you were to binge the entire season from
Hmm.
episode 1 to 5, it felt like a extended movie. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it does feel like an extended movie, which
Hmm.
is that's why when it ended, it felt so horrible.
Oh yeah, the that cliffhanger
Yeah, the cliffhanger at the
moment.
end and all.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
felt horrible, man. I was like, shit, I didn't want this to end.
Yeah. But the thing that I wanna say before I go on further for Kingdom, I love everything about the show, but
Hmm.
I might butcher a lot on their names because I still have difficulty in pronouncing Korean names.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like, I think we got no problems in pronouncing Japanese names, but for Korean names, it's difficult. So I'm trying to figure out how we gonna identify the characters uh in the show. So
So bad
like
of
if you
us if we
yeah,
get the names and all wrong.
we are going to butcher a lot of names, so we apologize first. This is we gonna put it out there lah.
Yeah.
But all right, so the synopsis is like basically there is not, I wouldn't say would you say a virus that plagues the entire so-called kingdom. Like the king died and they use this like resurrection flower,
Mm.
right?
Yep.
So basically in doing so, the king did beat somebody, right? So the thing like kind of like spread from there,
Yeah.
if I
I think
remember
it's
correctly. Yeah.
more of like how certain zombie movies is always about certain virus that got infected and from the
Mm.
infection, people start turning into zombie, or the infected zombie person
Mm.
individual
Mm.
bites another one and turns. This one was kind of interesting in the fact that they wanted to revive someone, and probably the chemicals in that plant kind of alters some DNA thing in their body or something that
Mm.
caused
Mm.
them that caused the king to turn into the undead.
Mm. I definitely like
And
the idea on like how say the flower, the element that causes so called the resurrection. I
that
like
was a
the
nice
idea.
touch.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the idea on like it tells you how it happened, but doesn't tell you the intricate details. It just like leaves you to your imagination, which I think is a nice touch.
Yeah.
So
And it also, if you think about it, a lot of especially Asian movies from like Hong Kong to Korea, when it's set in the olden days, they always believe that the elixir of life is always a good thing. Then it always gives you like
mm,
youth, or brings you like good health
mm,
and whatnot.
mm.
But I like at the fact that they make that idea of the elixir of life, which is a good thing, and they made it bad.
Oh yeah, definitely. You definitely
Yeah.
have a point there, lah. Like
Mm.
the elixir of life is a very Asian concept
Yep.
for a long time. So for when you say it in that way, I think it's a good twist on something that is so called
Always
with
seen as the good.
yeah, and it's a part of a belief for some folks, and then like turning around in their heads,
Mm.
which is a nice touch.
Yeah. Exactly.
And like now, like I want to ask you, like, what do you think on the production on this thing? I think on the budget they did, I think it's a really epic scale. Like the amount of
I think
like
it's a really huge budget, man.
yeah, like the I think I want to give props to the what was that director person like doing like scenes or that like he needs to find out like certain sets and like where the actors can the
Uh,
production manager or production
yeah,
director
maybe,
something, yeah.
yeah, we can name it as a production manager lah.
Yeah, that guy gotta give like credits and props to that person because like trying to make a believable scene like inside a castle or like
Mm.
battlefield
Hmm.
in the open like forest and all that, like that is amazing.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I mean
When was the movie shot? Yeah, nah.
um I mean I'm not sure. I think probably around if it's released on January, I give or take about like 5 or 6 months before that. Uh and the costume, um the zombie makeup, it's very believable. And
Yeah,
the zombies, I think they done it just right for me. I feel like it's not overdone.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah, it's a bit grounded. Like, I mean,
Mm.
I've seen some movies where zombies are just like, "Ugh, that's it
I
looks a bit
hate it at the
plasticky."
fact that when they get lazy and they design a zombie in the way that, we just put like cuts on you and all, we
Mm,
just
mm,
gonna put
mm,
some blood and gore and that's it, kind of thing.
mm.
But
Yeah,
this one you can actually see that they keep it really plain and simple, but they just added certain elements to make it like, it's the
yeah.
undead kind of thing.
And for a long time, zombies like um most Western adaptation on zombies is like they make it very slow,
Yep.
sloppy, and you can basically run. I mean, you can brisk walk, and the zombies won't won't have the
One,
speed. Won't have the speed to actually chase after you.
yeah,
But
exactly.
for Kingdom, I think it's about
Zombie on
episode.
steroids. I swear that
Yeah,
when the moment when they start chasing, I'm like, wow, shit,
yeah.
that
It's
is fun.
like I can't remember the top of my head right now. I think was it this what was that zombie, the other zombie movie where the zombies started running, was it Day of the Dead or was it,
Was
can't
it
remember.
Day of the Day?
One of the movies, I can't remember the top of my head
Yeah, I can't
where
remember as
they
well.
yeah. So for this they have this idea as well where the zombies are frantically chasing after their victims.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, I think I kind of miss like zombies making you scared for your life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because like for example, The Walking Dead, like
Mm-hmm.
zombies, unless you stupidly corner yourself into a situation where you can't
Mm-hmm.
run, you
Mm-hmm.
you'll die lah. But for this one, it's like the zombies like just really chasing after you, like the frantic feeling of like, oh shit. And
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Walking Dead kind of died off after a while for me. Like,
Yeah,
like
unfortunately.
once they
Yeah.
start taking out the zombie elements, it just now you can actually compare and see, like, you look at Kingdom and how the way they execute the undead, and everything, the
Mm-hmm.
plot,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at things like Walking Dead,
Yeah, vast difference, man.
vast different, really vast different. And the thing is, one thing I like about Kingdom is they don't only focus on the zombies, but they also focus on, like, the guy, what's his name? They call him Justice Cho.
Oh,
The
the main villain, right?
Honestly speaking, he is my favorite character of the whole series.
He's like brooding. He has that brooding face,
He
which
has that brooding face, but one thing
uh,
that really really captures me is his dialogue delivery,
mhm.
and his persona as, I'm the villain, but I don't do anything crazy. I'm very solemn and all, but I'm the bad guy that you don't want to fuck with, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotta
Especially,
agree with you.
there was one scene that I until now I still remember, because if you watch Kingdom, you will know that what this guy does is, because he has fed the emperor with the so-called the elixir of life, so the guy is turning into an undead. So now he has to constantly feed him with humans, like their blood and whatnot. And after that, he would dispose it off in his lake. You remember? He would just
Yep.
throw it in there and all.
Mm,
So there was one scene when after he disposed, and the daughter, who is the queen, trying to take over the throne from the crown prince. Basically, she said that something along the line of, "Oh, don't worry, I as the queen, I'll protect you and I'll make sure that nothing happens to you and all." And that line that he delivered was so good. He just turned around to her and he said that, "I put that queen title into your hand. Do you think I need your help?" I was
yeah,
like,
that
wow, mind blown.
yeah.
Like, oh
That
my
that
god.
that leak scene where he just like told off his daughter, even though she's like the queen. Like in some
Yeah,
sense, like I put you there. I have no issues on like taking you out, like that kind of like vibe. Like
yeah, that kind of thing. I'm
that's how
like,
dangerous he is.
wow.
Like holy shit. Yeah, yeah,
Then,
definitely one of my favorite scenes.
yeah.
Definitely, yeah,
So I mean,
man.
and how they incorporated, like, the struggle for the throne and all the family politics in terms of, like, this group of people, this guy that made his daughter marry the king so that he can bear a child,
Mm.
and the king has a son who's a crown prince who wants to get to the throne to protect the people, that kind of thing. That whole drama, family drama thing, but they made it into a really interesting way, I guess. To
Yeah,
describe.
the plot writing is I definitely would say has written well. Character development was written well. The plot pacing and transitioning to from episode to the next episode was done really well.
Mm-hmm.
Each episode I guess has its own like fantastic moments. Are like
Yep.
I think episode one where the prince was trying to snoop inside his father's so-called palace,
Mm-hmm.
trying to, I mean, the son is obviously worried about the well-being of his father, not knowing exactly what has happened to his father.
Yep. Yep.
And
Exactly.
he was in the room, and then he saw this like so-called beast
Mm-hmm.
who at the time he didn't know that it was actually his father. Like the father is already in full zombie mode, and then coming back again to the part where zombies actually make you feel scared. That very moment, is really the one of the first things that I remember about Kingdom. I was like, holy shit! Imagine you being stuck in a room and you only see a silhouette of something that scary, and
Yeah.
the only thing that you can yourself is a candle
Yeah,
lamppost.
exactly.
So I was like, oh my god, is this zombie gonna go in or not? And
Yeah.
yeah, eventually it didn't.
Mm.
And I guess each episode has their own moments,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
which
If you look at each episode, there's actually every episode there's always one moment that is super intense and will just get you like, oh shit, something's gonna happen.
mm, and I suppose like they didn't introduce the zombie horde too early, which I think I kind of like appreciate. Like
Hmm.
they build it up slowly, and then when it happened, like oh my god, the thing escalated like really quickly. I
Yeah,
think it's about episode 3, right?
yeah. It
When
was
the
episode
horde.
3. The one where they brought all the bodies back to the magistrate's place, and suddenly that scene where the lady suddenly her body started to bend and she just stood up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Uh, but
wow.
before that, the one of the characters, the so-called the exile soldier, I want to call him that.
I call him the battering ram because apparently his
His
body is like
body.
a battering ram.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything
yeah.
also he just like run and sprint and then like jam into it with his body. I'm like,
Like
this
no
guy.
door is safe from this guy. He does not understand to use door handle. He just ram into the thing. Like
It's like you imagine like he being your friend and all having a conversation walking. Next thing you know, he see a door, he start running to it.
he does not understand the etiquettes of like going in and out through a door without using the handle. He just rams into it like come on.
I really hope in season 2, I really hope there's a moment where he wants to do that whole body battering ram thing and someone just opens the door.
You know, it'd be funny if like if we were to do like a Google search, maybe there's a meme for him, especially the ramming
I
part.
wouldn't be surprised.
Like at first when
Oh
he
my
does it,
god.
like we kind of like understood why he had to do it, right? But then
But
eventually after the episode, he keeps on doing it. No,
yeah, exactly. But the thing about him is I like how they build up his character. Like
mm.
from like a some loser at a physician's place to an asshole who took a dead body and start feeding them
Mm.
feeding the meat to the
Mm.
people to a human battering ram. And finally close
Yeah,
to the end you realize that he's actually a sharpshooter in the army. I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
wow.
Let's talk about that a little bit. The character development, I gotta agree with you. It's written nicely for him. Like
Mm-hmm.
they he's a bit of a mystery guy. Like in the
Yeah, he's
early episodes, right? You're trying to figure out like what's his deal, like why is he here? You know, like is he
mm-hmm.
some kind of beggar? You know, like
Mm-hmm.
some rascal living off scraps and this and that. I mean, he's like a freeloader at the so-called clinic. He's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
and then, but I like the part. I can't remember which episode was it, but he was talking to one of the nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And like the nurse literally found out that he actually used one of the dead assistant body as the food to feed the people to feed the hungry people which are
Yeah.
currently like low on food and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
the line that I remember, it was along something like he told the nurse that it is a means for survival and then
Yep.
it happens just so happens he told her of like how do you think people in the south survive, like
Mm-hmm.
that very idea of cannibalism like
Mm-hmm.
whoa,
But
like
cannibalism was really a big thing back then.
yeah, but I mean the how often like TV shows or any movie introduce such a very dark concept, like in order to survive, the
Mm-hmm.
possibility of you eating your family member, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody, oh my god, that very idea, that concept is very dark.
Yeah,
And they just
exactly.
and the guy just pop. he just told her, and like if I didn't do this, you think people can survive? But unfortunately, that turned out to be the worst idea because everybody else, because the dead assistant is affected
Yeah.
by the virus, but because in his version when he got bitten by the king, the process was kind of like slow, so he hasn't turned up. But when people consume his body, like oh my god, the thing just like that escalated. Yeah, like I was like, "Siala, what is happening here?" Then the scene where the other nurse got eaten up, and then everybody like every zombie like pile up on her. I was like, "Oh my god, that
Yeah,
is
exactly.
that's crazy, yeah."
Like,
And yeah, and like besides this renegade soldier, what other characters that I mean besides the villain you mentioned earlier, the
mm,
Justice Cho? Like,
mm.
is there anybody else that you remember a lot, like being the person to give you an impression like I like this guy or I like this person?
Before we talk about that, you know that lady, the one that act as the nurse.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? I can't remember her name. But anyways, when she first appeared on screen, I was like, this woman is so familiar. Where have I seen her somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Then I remembered. There was this movie a while back called Cloud Atlas.
Okay.
It has like Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, and all in it. And this
Okay.
actress, she was in it as well. And the only reason,
Okay.
the only reason why I remember that she's in it is because she had a topless scene.
Oh, is it? I did not know that.
I
I
was like,
didn't see it. Okay.
why is this woman so familiar?
Is
Then,
she because the thing that when I saw like the like so-called interviews and all that,
mhm.
she is quite proficient in English. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh
she
okay,
is.
which I know very little about her. And then there's only another Netflix movie. She was also in it as one of the so-called on Trash or something like that. So it's a Korean drug
Oh,
king
okay.
movie. I forget what the title was. She was also in it lah. So I was like, oh okay, she's quite famous, which I didn't not know about lah.
Oh, the Drug
Um,
King, is it?
yeah, something like
Kim, the famous actor Kim Jong Un. I think he was in it
yeah.
as well.
So
Yeah,
it's a like a small timer becoming into a drug kingpin kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
movie.
yeah. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
What's the name? Bay
Sunbei.
Duna or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like we said earlier before,
Sorry, it's not Sunbei. Oh my god, they are
Sunbei
so
is
going to
what,
kill all
sir?
their names. I swear.
Yes.
Sunbei. No, it's Duna Bay.
Don't. I mean, Sunbi is still okay. Don't Sundar lah. I think we're gonna go that territory. Yeah. So we
Yeah, yeah. Her name.
apologize. We apologize for we gonna butcher so much Korean names. So we are so
Oh my
sorry.
god. Duna
Sunbi,
Bay. Duna Bay.
Sunbi apa sih?
Sunbei. What
You
the
know,
fuck is a Sunbei?
I
It sounds
know.
like a retarded mushroom.
Oh my god! If
Oh.
Arif or Aizen hears this,
Sunbei.
is that? I don't think. I think I'm gonna get an error if I Google search that. Sir. So Sombing I know lah. The mouth thing. That one I know. Oh my
Oh
god!
my god, fucking Sunbei.
How did we go there, sir?
I have no idea. But anyways, her name is actually Duna Bay.
Yeah. Like, I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. I really cannot confirm this. Like, but what do you think
That's the
about
only way you
her?
can pronounce because it's spelled Doona Ba.
Yeah. How like that?
Cannot be Duna Bai, right?
Bye. Sialah.
Oh my
I
god.
doubt so. But I mean, you can take a crack at it. But you know, I doubt so. But
You know, I
yeah.
was thinking, like, just now you were saying Sun Bay, then now we say Duna Bay and then Duna Bai. How about
You,
Sun Bai?
I think you go ask Sonam, see, ask her help. Go and
Oh my god.
not doing anything.
Anyways, yeah, her name is Duna Bay. Yeah.
Alright. So, what do you think of her character in Kingdom, being the nurse and all? I think she did all right.
Honestly, for
Like,
me, she's not my favorite character in the show.
oh, is
She
it?
has
Okay.
the resting bitch face. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I mean, she has to lah. Like, nobody seems to believe the epidemics that's running around. She's
It's
the only
like
one.
whenever I don't know, like when someone tells her like something, then she's shocked. Then she's like, okay, I'm gonna give the resting bitch face. Then when the zombie stands up, she gets shocked, but in a resting bitch face. I'm like, what the fuck? But
But
I mean, she's a good actress. I mean, no doubt she's a good actress.
mm,
But I don't know.
but then again, I mean, she's the only one who's actually trying to find a cure based on her doctor's recorded scriptures. I mean, the rest, like, they have no clue on what to do. No. She's the only one, like, maybe need to find the flower and find so-called the antidote, all
They
that
should
lah.
probably rename the flower
To what?
Sunbei.
I'm not even going there.
Oh my god. Anyways,
I think it's not approved by any florist that or botanist that I know. Like,
hey,
nah,
you can always create one and just rename it to, you know,
the Sunbei flower.
just
I
sounds
don't
wrong.
I don't know about that, man. I
Oh, okay,
uh,
enough Sunbei, enough Sunbei.
how do you even spell that, Shell? Soon Sunbei. So, okay, I'm just gonna Google like Sunbei. Let me see what happens.
Oh my god.
Sunbei. And then the first search result that comes out is soon to be Urban Dictionary. Okay, let me see what it means. Oh, it's actually there's a guy called Sumbi Kim, a taekwondo martial arts guy. But when someone is slowly becoming your B, soon to be.
Give me that.
Oh my god! Oh no, I'm in the wrong website. It's the Urban Dictionary. This is the Meripik stuff that comes out.
Oh my god.
Soon to be, when someone is slowly becoming like. Okay, I'm done with this, man. Enough.
Okay, let's get back to it.
How do we get here, sir?
Okay, other characters that actually that I like was the Crown Prince assistant. That guy.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna butcher his name again. Wait, let me find his name.
Salah, we're gonna butcher everybody's names. We already stated early on.
His name is Sang Ho Kim.
Yeah. Sang Ho.
Sang Ho Kim.
Yeah. Yeah, the so-called the assistant to the crown prince.
Yeah.
This guy wasn't around. I'm pretty much sure that the crown prince like would have
Oh,
died
he
in the
would
first
be
episodes already.
fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, like this guy was like he's like the comic relief lah, so to speak. But
Yeah, the comic relief of the show.
yeah, he has the serious moments to him, but he's like the most loyal person to the crown prince, and without him, yeah, I mean the crown prince wouldn't have survived if he weren't around. Like he is like the bodyguard, the loyal guy, the sidekick, and I mean, there are times where the crown prince I think was being a little bit douche to him, but I mean they are in the end
they have their moments when the dialogue is just like, oh, you know, I'm just using you for the kind of thing, you know. Like,
yeah, but I mean in the end they are still the buddy like duo, which I definitely like. Like I mean he himself is having a situation where his wife at the very
I forgot about that part.
so
Because the queen is not even pregnant, remember?
yeah that one is the major like plot twist, like and the justice who the father of the queen
even he doesn't know it.
Yeah, and he even told the queen that I only want a son for so-called to be the next king. Like any pregnant what was it? What is it, concubine or something? I can't remember the slave girls are like any one of them are pregnant and gives birth to daughters are instantly dealt with lah. Yeah, and unfortunately for the daughters, they don't survive. So right now,
But you know the thing is, right? Sadly, right, this whole female infanticide thing is actually still going on in modern day, especially in places like Africa, India. I know certain parts of India they still
Oh,
do
they do. Oh, I
practice
didn't know that.
female
Oh,
infanticide. So the moment when, let's say, a family has a daughter, that's it. They're gonna kill the baby.
that's a caste system kind of thing, right? Am I right to say that?
Not, it's not really a caste system kind of thing, but it's more of
Superstition.
chauvinistic, egoistic character of the male
Mm,
male guys that live in those part of the world, because
mm,
they always feel that the male, the men are always of the superior than the
mm.
woman, which is
Yeah, that
bullshit. I mean,
that very idea definitely is very dark, kind of like a thing, which
mhm.
is a real thing,
Yeah,
and they shove that idea into the show again.
yeah,
Like they are not scared to shove dark ideas to
exactly.
making the thing. So like for the crown prince sidekick, I mean the wife is in a predicament. I mean she doesn't know what's gonna
She doesn't
happen.
know. Yeah.
And if going into season 2, if she does bear a son, wow,
Mhm.
the plot twist for between her and the queen, oh, the plot
Yeah.
thickens.
I
Wow.
think in season 2, his assistant will play a really big part of it. I somehow have that feeling.
Yeah.
Because now, once they started to incorporate his wife into the picture, then that's where like, oh, okay, they're gonna do something big with him.
Yeah.
And I have a
And
feeling that somewhat around season 2 is probably going to release in January next year. So I
mm,
have a feeling that halfway through his journey with the crown prince, I think he might leave.
mm,
So,
maybe like he either chooses one or the other, kind of like.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That definitely gonna agree with that.
Yep.
I mean
Okay, now let's
the
talk about that last cliffhanger twist.
oh
Whoa.
the like how they did for Train to Busan, the concept of like the if the zombies were in darkness, was it in darkness
Yep.
when the
In
the train
darkness, yeah.
and then they suddenly don't move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it they lost their sense of like awareness for the
I think
zombies?
they lost their sense of awareness. Yeah.
And then the moment when they are in like visible light, they start to move again. So that was the twist for Train to Busan. But for Kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
the writers did a fantastic job on incorporating a new concept to
Yep.
zombies, which is using the element of cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like what do you think? Like was it
Okay,
was
wait.
it
Let me throw this question to you. Do you think that what is it? Uh, shit, I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
okay? Anyway, like no man, later can return. Anyway, the last two episodes I was like noticing because most of them have like mustache and very thick beards, right?
Mm.
So I was like, I started to notice, they got a lot of like white stuff on their like face, like they don't know how to wipe like that. No? So so I was like,
What?
so like because like especially the Justice Ho guy, like, there's a
Uh,
lot of white stuff on your mustache, like tolong lap. And then suddenly it got to me, wait, the cold weather is coming, winter is coming.
mm.
And then that cliffhanger happened. I was like, oh my god, that is awesome. Like the zombies are actually active not because they are active at night, but because during night the weather is much more colder. And that element, right? Uh,
Ah,
that element itself, right? They did not reveal until the last episode, which I think is genius.
no,
To
it's
me.
really genius.
Yeah, and then like suddenly you start to question, why in the last episode the zombies started running in daylight? It's because winter is coming. And just so happens winter is coming. It's around that time. Yeah, which was like, oh, clever, you're clever. That was genius to me. Like I
Fucking
mean,
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Yeah, it's Game of Thrones during that time. The season 8 was like quite near, and then for Kingdom to incorporate the cold weather as part of the elements for the zombie, I think it
Yeah, it
was
was,
nicely done. I
very well done. Very,
Yeah.
very well done.
Definitely, I have not seen a zombie movie using weather elements as part of
Mm.
their so-called the gimmick.
Mm.
So I would definitely look forward to see how season 2 plays out for the zombies. Like since now everybody will eventually get to know why they are moving because of the
Mm-hmm.
elements. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe Justice who knows about this. I don't know. Like he seems to have
Somehow
a
I have a
plan.
feeling he knows about. He seems
Mm,
to know a lot of things, but one thing I like is they don't reveal all his abilities. You know,
mm.
so
His
there's
tips
still a
are
lot of hidden abilities that he
yeah.
has yet to unveil. I guess.
So like what other side characters like I think other than the crown prince sidekick, what about the crown prince teacher? I think it's badass like
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, the
yeah,
guy. Yeah, yeah.
the guy in white, what was his group called? I mean, I call them the zombie killers. Like they seems to be well versed in killing zombies. Like this is like as though like not their first
Mm-hmm.
rodeo with the zombies, which is also another plot point which I kind of like find it interesting because like it seems like they know what they're doing, especially when killing to zombie. Like it gives you this question like, have they done this before? If so, why does like the other people like not know about? And
Mm-hmm.
like I it got me thinking like because Justice Ho keeps on saying about like the Crown Prince teacher being like oh he's not brave enough to go against me this and that because in at one time they were in the same cabinet when the king was alive.
Yep.
So it because there's one moment where size on like the teacher grieving over the death of his mother this and that,
Mm-hmm.
and just so happens the resurrection flower is located near to his village.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering like since his group seems to be quite experienced in killing zombies,
Mm-hmm.
and it begs you the question: did he ever try to use the resurrection flower on his mother?
I
So
think he did. I
yeah,
seriously think he did. Because
so
if
makes
not,
me
he wouldn't. If you think about it, if not, he wouldn't do things like after feeding the king, like
mm,
straight away, like wrap the body and just drown it in the river, kind of thing. You
mm,
know, because if he didn't know of their existence, he'll probably like bury it somewhere or like burn it somewhere, kind of thing.
yeah.
But why bury it underwater? So.
Plus, the last two episodes did show that one of the so-called mountains where they found the flower, and then there was the chair, and then the chains.
Mhm.
It's like trying to like imprison somebody, and then but then like it begs the question like who was it for? Like in all up in the mountains, and then there was a chair, and then the chains. Like who was it meant to chain up? You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I would like to see further developments on that part for season 2.
Yep, definitely.
And but I think one of the things I really want to go on before I forget is that I definitely love the character of the crown prince.
Mm-hmm.
At first he looked like he could be a spoiled brat lah because he's the prince, right? The
Mm-hmm.
son of the king and all that. But the
Mm-hmm.
writing done for him I definitely like because in episodes 3 or 4, when especially they're trying to save the people and from the oncoming zombie horde, and they went back to the clinic,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of the carts got stuck,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was trying their very best to save everyone on a cart by like trying to push out from the pothole.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love that scene is because like it really shows like him showing the traits of what it is to be king. Because
Yeah, exactly.
in all these like dynasty settings, like everybody thinks they know what it it takes to be a king, but in that very moment it shows like the real traits are like, you know, because he's about people first before himself, which I think was one of the great character developments. I like I mean he's a poster boy lah for the
Yeah,
show.
he is definitely.
But he's written quite well, and I mean even without his sidekick around, he did handle himself pretty well, especially when he was locked up in this in the hut and then fighting off the Justice Ho's son, which
Son, yeah.
yeah, which got decapitated.
Yeah.
And he handled himself quite well lah. Like in that scene, I mean he was with him and two other soldiers trying to kill him. So I think he handled himself pretty well.
Yeah, he did.
Mm. Yeah,
And I
and
think as I think season 2 develops, there'll be more character building on. I think the season 2 season 1 was more like a, like an introduction of everyone and all. But I think season
mm,
2 they will dive deeper into each character.
for
And
sure.
I'm actually, besides the whole finding out why did the zombie came out in daylight and all, the one thing that I'm actually very interested in is how the family politics and element build up, like into something bigger and more chaotic lah. Because for me,
Yeah.
Kingdom, it feels like watching earlier days of Game of Thrones.
Or like the first three seasons, like
Yeah,
the
it can be
power
that
play of that
feel
lah.
like,
Mm.
the all the power play from like the prominent characters and all the execution, or but one thing different is, of course, Game of Thrones didn't introduce a lot of the White Walkers in the first few seasons, but for
Yep, yep.
them is their main focus is that, but they layer it with like the family drama, the politics, the character
Mm-hmm.
development and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot.
So
So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to season 2. I think this is one of my all-time favorite TV series
yeah,
as well.
yeah. So before I go last on one of the characters which we nearly forgot. Have you
Mm.
remembered your train of thought yet?
Oh no,
Okay, never mind.
I totally
Okay.
forgot my train of thought.
Okay, Sunbe.
Sunbe.
All right, the character that I was referring to is probably one of the most useless but one of the most lucky bastards in the entire show. You know, like that one of the ministers that
Oh yeah, the one that likes
the
the nurse.
yeah, and I tell you, this guy,
I
he's
think
the
he
most
also kind of
useless.
give the comedic relief of the show as well. If
Yep,
you think about
for
it.
sure. Yeah, he's the comedic. The other, but I mean, he's one of the most useless characters. But he damn lucky, yeah. How many times
Super
has he
lucky.
survived without getting killed? I think twice, right?
I think more than
Uh,
that. I think like 3 times. One on the boat, one in
what
the
the village also the palace.
village.
Ah,
Then one is in the
or the lalang, the fight at the lalang.
yes. That one.
Like, sialah, how
He's
could
super
somebody?
lucky. Yeah.
This guy damn useless, you know. He can't fight for anything.
But you
And
know where they are going with him, right? You can actually start picturing where they are going with him.
as in, what is he gonna get killed off? Or what?
What I feel is they are going to, because now they are creating a bond between him and the nurse.
Mhm.
So I have a feeling as the season progresses, right, they will slowly build them bond closer and closer and closer and closer. But then they're going to pull off a Game of Thrones. It's like, you know what? Since you're beginning to like this guy, fuck you, he's going to die.
Oh man, that is so cruel. I mean, Game
Yeah.
of Thrones fans have to endure that for a long time. Oh,
Yeah.
you like him? Ah? Okay, die.
Oh, you like this guy? Okay, fuck you, he's dead.
Oh, sialah, but oh my god, he damn lucky, sir. Seriously, I was like thinking,
Yeah.
hey, when this guy gonna die? Bloody hell, never die. I mean,
It's always the case. It's like the more you want him to die, he won't. But the more you don't want him to, that's it. He's gone.
He's a minister, right? Like that's his
He's
title, right?
like a magistrate.
Yeah, but
Like
I love
a
it. Yeah.
He's like a town council grassroots leader. That's what I
Mm.
should say. Yeah.
But I definitely love when one of his advisors died on the boat. You know
That
the
annoying guy that didn't allow them to go
yeah,
finish.
yeah.
Yeah. Why?
It was
Just
justice, man. Seeing him
he
turning into
was
a zombie.
he was just fucking annoying. That's why when the scene where he stopped them from the scene, the one at the wall, and he stopped them from coming. That scene
Mm-mm.
was actually very intense. Like they were trying to run, then the zombies start coming in. You like, oh shit.
Yeah, like they were butt off, and then like they were
Yeah.
trying to get through. It's like, hey, Sala, this guy, I hope you die. Yeah, but
uh,
but overall, Kingdom as a show, well paced, well written,
mm-hmm,
excellent character development,
mm-hmm,
good production,
yep.
and if anyone who watches The Walking Dead for a long time and they want to
Mm-hmm.
get another fix of a zombie
Fuck The
show,
Walking Dead, man. Watch Kingdom.
yeah, definitely check out Kingdom.
Yeah. Walking
Um,
Dead is lame. Now it's getting even more lame.
I mean, Walking Dead is already over, and officially for comics, they will be ceasing production soon. I think they never
Mm-hmm.
complete I think what 200 issues or something. I can't remember how many issues was it, but they finished the last two issues. But that's
Mm-hmm.
on the comic side. But for
Mm-hmm.
the TV series, I mean, it's already over.
Yeah.
And I
Is
mean,
it already
Kingdom,
over?
yeah, it's done and over with. So they're
Thank
no
God.
longer. So so I mean, Kingdom 6 episodes are in total. I just double check 6 episodes.
Yep. 6 episodes.
Um, you can watch by binging it. You can watch episodically, weekly. It's up to you because it's
Yeah,
Netflix.
you can watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, and highly recommended. I mean, me and Fias
Super highly
definitely.
recommended. Yep.
Yeah, me and Fias definitely talked about it on WhatsApp a lot, including with the
Yeah.
with the rest of our friends. And
Mm.
so I think pretty much that's it for Kingdom. We talked a
Before
lot
that,
on. Mm.
if you want to know how good Kingdom is, my dad, he only likes action movies and he hates watching series.
Okay.
So, when my wife said, "Oh, why don't you let your dad watch?" I let him watch one episode, and next thing you know, he watched everything, and he's like, "Oh, it's a very good series." So, if a person like my dad, who believes that you go to a cinema to be entertained, not to watch a soppy movie and cry and leave the cinema, if he that kind of person say it's good, trust me, it's really good.
Yeah, and for me, my family member would be my she watched it in 2 days, 3 episodes
Mm-hmm.
per day,
Mm-hmm.
and she was the only one that in my family. I mean, my grandfather did not watch because he couldn't understand the language, but my
Mm-hmm.
grandmother watched it because I was a direct translator,
Mm-hmm.
and she definitely loved the plot twist and surprisingly the franticness of the show when it escalated. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, okay, it can make my grandma not leave her seat and forgot about cooking. So I think that's nice. So yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't watched Kingdom, do check out on Netflix and whichever platform you choose.
And we are
So
looking forward to season 2, January 20.
confirm January.
Yeah, they're going to
Oh,
release it in January.
I see. Because I can't remember which website I saw. They stated that they have finished shooting, or was it started shooting this month or something like that.
I
Can't
think
remember.
started shooting.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely looking forward to it. So that's Kingdom. If you were to give a rating out of 10, how much would you give?
9.
I will definitely give it a 9 as well. There's a few
Mm.
plot holes, but I mean, a 9 is a high praise, I think.
Yeah. My only dislike about it is resting bitch face. That's it.
Sun Bei.
Should be, yes.
Soon to be. You don't believe me? You go and Google search. I cannot believe that this is the first search result that came up from Google. I was like, what? Soon to be.